Hello, VC. It's Robert from Block's Sonic Wafers. And today I wanted to put together a little video about some literary pursuits. I am sure there are some readers among us. And today I wanted to talk about a magazine called the Oxford American. If you're not familiar, the Oxford American considers themselves a source for great Southern writers, and it's filled with great articles by Southern writers and a lot of Gothic fiction, and things of that nature, all related to the South. And in 1997, they began putting out. They only issue 4 magazines per year, and the 4th of those, starting in '97, was the Southern Music issue. And with that issue, they curated a CD, so you got one every year right before Christmas. And I've been collecting those for a while now, but I'm short about 6 of the discs. So that's a big hole in my collection, which, pardon me, I intend to fulfill and fill those gaps at some point in time. This is winter of 2017 issue, the Southern Music issue, and it featured music from Kentucky. Now, not all of them were centered around states. They started that at some point and declared that they were going to do all the states, but they seem to have veered off of that at some point. Here's the North Carolina issue with Nina Simone on the cover. And here's issue number 23. They did 2 different covers for this one. They did Aretha Franklin on one and Tina Turner on one. This is the Tina Turner edition. They both came with the same CD. And they generally pop up on newsstands around November of each year. I used to subscribe, and I'm not currently, but you can find them at Books A Million usually around November. So here's a few of my CDs. This is the first one that I got, and this is number 5. But they do a great job with the curation. The music comes from all genres, some historical recordings, some more popular recordings. For instance, this one has Jesus Is on the Main Line by Mississippi Fred McDowell, Hard to Handle by Toots Hibbert, You Are Loved by Victoria Williams. It's got a cut by Ralph Stanley and Bob Dylan together. B.B. King's on here. Deborah Allen, Earl Scruggs with Billy Bob Thornton's on here. The Gants, the Golden Gate Quartet, Steve Young, the Delta Rhythm Boys, Doc Cheatham, Dolly Parton, Ann Peebles, Emmylou Harris, Jim White, and more. So they definitely try to get a good mix. Here's the second one that I got. It's got Swamp Dogg, the Del McCoury Band, King Pleasure, the Blind Boys of Alabama, My Morning Jacket, Nellie Lucher, the Collins Kids. If you've ever seen the Collins Kids on YouTube, they're quite a treat. Esther Phillips, The Gourds, Marshall Chapman, Little Milton, who I got to see in concert. Memphis Minnie's on here. All the R.L. Burnside, Blind Willie Johnson, P.J. Proby, uh, the Yo-Yos, Chris Bell, Willie Nelson, Marilyn Monroe, and Jane Russell, and Will Kimbrough of the Daddies. Here's another one. It's got the school children of Wansanko, Uganda, Dale Hawkins, Ricky Skaggs, Johnny Lee Willis and his boys, Lightning Hopkins, Blind Tom, played by John Davis, Bubble Puppy, Hot Smoking Sassafras, Johnny Winter, Cowboy Jack Clements, Moondog, Bessie Smith, Nat King Cole, Irma Franklin, the Wilburn Brothers, Sammy Smith, Blind Willie McTell, Joe Tex, Al Green, the Pilgrim Travelers, Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, Alita Mary, and Eliza Hoffpower. Here's their 10th anniversary disc, and it's actually a double CD. Don't know if you can see that very well. I'll give you an idea of who's on here. And this is when they started doing the states. This is the very first one, and this is Arkansas. It's a 2 CD set. And then they did Alabama. Charles Louvin, Curly Money and his Rolling Ramblers, the Capers, the Maddox Brothers and Rose, Mary Gresham, Phosphorescent, Odetta, Black Haze Express, Handrock Gunter and the Pebbles, Dan Pickett, Sammy Salvo, Lil Greenwood, Sam Dees, Crazy Teens, Reverend Fred Lane, and Ron Pate's Debonaires, Diana Washington, the Sex Clark Five, never heard of them. Mississippi, Charles Wright and the Watts Street Rhythm Band. Bo Diddley's on here. Not Good Light. Joe Henderson, Hayden Thompson, the International Sweethearts of Rhythm, Howlin' Wolf, Dusty Brooks, Ruby Andrews, the Hilltops, Carter Brothers, Syl Johnson, Guitar Slim, the Golden Nugget, Travis Wammack, Henry Green, Wanda Leo Smith and Ed Blackwell, Jim Jackson, Ted Hawkins. Louisiana. Of course, they got Professor Longhair, Nathan and the Zydeco Cha-Chas. John Fred and the Playboys are on here. Reverend Utah Smith, Little Buck and the Top Cats, Chris Stafford, Gigi Shin, Dr. John, Kid Ory's Creole Jazz Band, and more. Tennessee rated a double CD. I love his shot on the back. Bob Dylan's on here. Texas. Moon Mullican, Los Super 7, Ray Price, Spoon, Ruthie Foster, Kinky Friedman, James McMurtry, Freddie Fender, Bob Wills and the Texas Playboy, Johnny Winters, Texas Tornadoes, Rick Trevino, Billy Joe Shaver, Leanne Womack, Buddy Holly, Waylon Jennings, Ornette Coleman, Joe Ely, Guy Cart, Big Brother and the Holding Company. Georgia. James Brown, Tut Taylor, Graham Parsons, Ma Rainey, Killer Mike, Indigo Girls, Otis Redding, Bessie Jones, Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, the Drive-By Truckers, and they veered off doing the states for Visions of the Blues. Alan Toussaint, Coco Taylor, Gil Scott Heron, Scott Dunbar, John Lee Hooker, Big Mama Thornton with Muddy Waters Blues Band, Otis Taylor, Coleman Hawkins, Charlie Patton, Cecil DeVille, Bonnie Raitt, Etta James, John Fahey, Alabama Shakes, and more. This one has bonus track downloads. North Carolina. Tift Merritt, Etta Baker, Ruby Johnson, Earl Scruggs, Doc Watson, and Ricky Skaggs, Nina Simone, Big Boy Henry, Malcolm Holcomb. If you're not familiar with Malcolm Holcomb, drop what you're doing and go check him out. James Taylor, the Honeycutters, Thelonious Monk with featuring John Coltrane, and more. South Carolina. Some of these I can read from there and some of these I can't. Ranky Tanky, Charlie McAllister, Moon Pie, Those Lavender Whales, The Poppin Family, Iron and Wine, Marshall Chapman, Reverend Gary Davis, Jump Little Children, and many more. Kentucky. Sturgill Simpson, the Soul Walkers, the Torques, King Kong, Freakwater, Loretta Lynn, the legendary Shack Shakers, Bonnie Prince Billy, Dwight Yoakam, Harry Dean Stanton, the Everly Brothers, Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys, and more. And finally, and this is the latest one that I have, and it's just called Up South. They skipped a year. The year before last, they tried getting away with just doing a playlist on Spotify. Well, that didn't fly with me. I didn't buy that issue. And they got the message and came back this year with a regular CD issue. So this one's got Mary Lou Williams, Shirley Horn, Duke Ellington and his orchestra, Courtney Bryan, Rosetta Tharpe, John Doe, Little Feat, the Black Pumas, Iron and Wine, Betty Davis, Big Bill Broomsey, Fleet Foxes, Emily Scott Robinson, and Aretha Franklin's on this one. So that just gives you an idea of what kind of job they do with their curation. But their first 3 issues throughout the year are full of great stories and articles pertaining mostly to the South. So if you like to read and if you like Southern Gothic fiction, check out the Oxford American magazine, and be sure to be there for their Southern music issue in November. You won't regret it, and it'll turn you on to some music that perhaps you have not discovered as of yet. So that's it for this issue, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you pick up a copy of the Oxford American and give them a shot. They need your support, as do I. Hope you're having a great day. Go over to your turntable and slap something on there, hopefully something Southern. Have a great day. I almost forgot. I can't listen to good music without my wingman, actually wing girl, Molly. Have a look up here, Molly. Good girl. Good girl. You want to go for a walkie? All right.